Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So good to see you here. Did everybody stay vertical this week and not spill too much on the ice? I'm thinking about all the hips and shoulders, and oh my gracious, it is dangerous out there, and I'm so glad to see you here with us today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Buffalo. My name is Joan Montagnes, and I have the honor and the privilege of serving you, this congregation, as minister. Even if this is your very first time, then I get to be your minister for this hour, maybe just this hour, but I am so honored by that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Buffalo. We are blessed to be here together to share truths, stories, and spirituality in this beautiful place, a place which has been the site of human gatherings for many thousands of years. We meet on the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee people and wish to honor the ancestral guardians of this land and its waterways. Today, many indigenous people continue to call this land home and act as its stewards. May we remember that the responsibility to care and share this land extends to all people, so this territory may be a healthy home for generations yet to come. Got a few announcements for us. The Justice Ministry team is asking members to sign postcards to be sent to Governor Hochul in support of the Fair Pay for Home Care Workers bill. There is a severe shortage of home health care workers due to low wages. This postcard advocacy campaign asks that money be included in the state budget to increase the wages of those who provide services to disabled members in our community. This is about caring for people in our community. So please come to the social justice table after church to fill out a postcard. These postcards will be collected. We're gonna, the stamps all there, everything, we're doing it all. All you have to do is sign the postcard. All of these postcards will be collected and sent to the governor en masse for greatest impact. And I see Steve Wixon here. Are you collecting them? There, Steve's got his hand up. There he is. Okay. Also, from the Justice team, if you are planning to go on the Michigan Street Historic Building Tour this Saturday and you have not paid your $25 donation to cover the costs, we encourage you to do so today, because this is the last day to do so, and you can also go to the social justice table with Steve Wixon to get that done. And now, Easter flowers. Yes, it's not too early. In fact, it's almost too late to order your Easter flowers. Yes, it's today. It ends today. You want them. You gotta get them. You can get them for Easter. They make great presents. This is a fundraiser for the church. Buy early, buy often. You can order them today. This is the last day, but pick them up on April 2nd, the week prior to Easter. Or you can leave them here at the church. You could make them as a gift to the church so we can have a whole bunch of Easter flowers here. I'd accept them. Please order your lilies, daffodils, tulips, and hyacinths. Can you just see them now? Doesn't that just make you feel good right now? Let me say that again. Lilies, daffodils, tulips, and hyacinths. Anyway, orders go to Andrea Burke-Harris. Where are you? There you are, in the choir. Speak to Andrea Burke-Harris. You can email her your orders. All the information is in your order of service and in the email blast. So, there, that was it. I think that's all we need for announcements. Yes. But there is another way that we connect to one another besides beautiful flowers, tours, and advocacy. We connect to each other through unveiling the bonds that bind each to all and greeting our neighbors. Take some time now to say hello to someone you might not even know. I know it's not spelled right. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're done. Ring the bell?
Sure. The Calling by Nancy Schaefer. Let's begin our worship time together with questions and a request of the heart. The Reverend Nancy Schaefer asks, when you heard that voice and knew finally it called for you and what it was saying, where were you? Were you in the shower, wet and soapy, or chopping cabbage, late for dinner? Were you planting radish seeds or seeking one lost sock? Maybe wiping handprints off a window or coaxing words into a sentence, or coming upon a hyacinth or one last no. Where were you when you heard that ancient voice and did yes get born right then, and did you weep? Had it called you since before you even were? And when you knew that, did your joy escape all holding? Where were you when you heard that calling voice? And how in that moment did you mark it? How, ever after, are you changed? Tell us, please, all you can about that voice. Teach us how to listen, how to hear. Teach us all you can of saying yes. Please join us as we light this chalice and repeat these words together. Rise if you are so inclined. We gather in loving community, inspiring one another to transform ourselves to create a more just and compassionate world. Please join us in singing hymn 112, Do You Hear?
Let's try it this way. All right, if the kids want to come forward, or anybody who is thinking like a kid this morning, feel free, squeeze up. Today's story is a story for all ages. It's wisdom for all ages. Not even quite like a story. It's more about knowing. And in fact, it's a story called The Knowing Book. You want to sit there? All right, get yourself settled. All right, awesome. Before you forget, look up. The sky has always been above you. It is above you now. Count on it. It will always be above you. This is something you can know. Open a door. Follow a sidewalk, a trail, a sign. They'll all lead you somewhere. You can choose. Travel a path. Travel a path, one bit at a time, and don't ignore a hum or deny a cry. Both are helpful and both are useful and both can help you if you get lost. Know this: magic is all around you. Sometimes you can find it nestled in a wand or a spell. But more often, you can find it in a pebble or a prayer. Be open to it. Sit down on a step, on a hill, at the edge of the ocean. Imagine, I'm tempted to do something else here. I don't know why you're doing that. I don't know. But we're all sitting down here and we're imagining something. Let something imagine you. The unknown is waiting. Carry a map like I am carrying today. But don't get stuck on those trails that are only written down on paper. Explore further. This is called curiosity, and this is called adventure. Move often towards something and away from something very fast. Trust yourself to know the difference. Trust yourself to know which. Trust yourself to know when. By the chiming of the clocks that hang on dreams' walls. This is called wise, and this is called brave. Pretend you are someone. Pretend you are someone you're not. Pretend you are someone you always long to be, someone who you would never want to be. Know this: you are part of all of them. And don't be, I don't know why it's doing that. It's the mystery. I think it's my fault, though. It's as tight as it's going to go. It's the battery. My sound guy is helping me out here, but I'm not going to get hung up on this. Where did I get to there? Don't be too busy to slosh through puddles or fly kites. And don't get too important to pick up a penny or a shell. These small things are coveted by giants. When you blow a whistle, a bubble, a horn, you hear an echo, a pop, or a song. Listen, for these are the ballads of your own breathing. The sky holds a wing, a hoot, a chill, Let each be carried by a breeze that sneaks in the cracks of your window and into your sleep. But before you forget, look up. The stars are above you. The stars have always been above you. The stars will always be above you. On your way, you will encounter delicious things, scary things, but all paths lead you home. Count on it. This is something you can always know.
Please join me as we bless the children and send them off to their classes. Go now in peace. May the love of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Switching gears. Every week, we take a good portion of our Sunday morning offering and give it away to a social justice cause outside our church walls. This month, we are supporting the good work of the Michigan Street Preservation Corporation. And here are presidents of the board. No. Imagine, if you will, the presidents of the board.
No. Sorry about that. I didn't give that to you, did I? Where are we? Okay, so I'm going to move just Sean over a bit because I did not set him up for success here. Sorry about that. The Michigan Street Preservation corridor includes the Michigan Street Baptist Church, Nash House, and what's the third one? The Colored Musicians Club. These are such important pieces of our society, of our community. They hold our history, but also our present and our future. This is about acknowledging our whole community and reaching out in partnership across all the city. So please be generous with your gifts and your time with them.
I concur. To support our Share the Plate ministry, you can drop a check or cash in the offering plate. You can use PayPal by going to our website, or you can send a check to the church through the mail. You can also arrange a regular automatic deposit with your bank. If yours is a gift to our Share the Plate ministry, please write SHARE on the memo line, and it will be shared between the Michigan Street Preservation Corporation and the church operating budget. If yours is a welcome gift to our congregation, please write Pledge 2023 on the memo line. Either way, please write UUCB on the important line. In our generosity, may love be our guide.
What wondrous
This reading is from Emergent Strategy, Shaping Change, Changing Worlds by Adrienne Marais Brown. If love were the central practice of a new generation of organizers and spiritual leaders, it would have a massive impact. If the goal was to increase the love rather than winning or dominating a constant opponent, I think we could actually imagine liberation from constant oppression. We would suddenly be seeing everything we do, everyone we meet, not through the tactical eyes of war, but through eyes of love. We would see that there's no such thing as a blank canvas, an empty land, or a new idea, but everywhere there is complex, ancient, fertile ground full of potential. We would understand that the strength of our movement is in the strength of our relationships, which could only be measured by their depth. Scaling up would mean going deeper, being more vulnerable, and more empathetic.
Let's join our hearts and minds in a quiet moment of prayer, meditation, and reflection. May we be inspired this day to praise our fragile gift of life. Let us praise in a language beyond the power of speech. May we answer the call with a gentle yes, a still, small yes, a yes that holds all the transformative power of the divine. May we live lives of love so that the world might know hope, justice, and compassion. Today we especially hold in our hearts Judy Kiefer, who's recovering from abdominal surgery, Bobby Withrow, who is mourning the death of his grandmother, Donna Sense and her family as they mourn the loss of Donna's mother-in-law. And we hold in our hearts with joy Jessie Downs and all her students for their successful recital last night, filling this hall with music. And now let this sanctuary of memory, caring, accountability, and hope, hold all the names of our loved ones suffering in sorrow and celebrating in joy, each name a breath and each breath a prayer. The breath of nature is upon us. The spirit of life is within us. The community of love is among us. So be it, blessed be, and let the church say, Amen.
This is a song about being there for one another, about lifting each other up, And so I would like to invite you all to lift up your voices with us this morning. And the song goes something like this. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of one body. Be with me. Believe in me. We are all a part of one body. It is love's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. And then we repeat those lines one more time. You are important to me. I need you to survive. We're going to listen to the choir sing it, and then maybe you can join along. With I pray for you.
I pray for you.
You pray for me.
For me.
I love you.
I love you.
I need you to survive. I won't harm you. With words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. Try it with us. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive.
Okay, we can all just go home, right? I really can hardly face my sermon after that. You may know that for the last few Tuesday evenings and for the next few Tuesday evenings, a bunch of us are learning about a new covenant for Unitarian Universalism. You may have heard me say that our faith is throwing out our beloved 7 principles in order to replace them with something more relevant to us today and something more relevant to, well, society's needs. Well, one of the things we happened upon, one of the delicious and scary things that we happened upon last week in our discussion and our examination of this proposed covenant, a covenant that will define the center of our faith, one of the things that we happened upon in the new proposed covenant was this statement. We draw from our heritages of freedom, reason, hope, and courage, building on the foundation of love. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. The proposed new covenant that we will share congregation to congregation, this proposed new covenant says that love is the foundation of our faith, that love is the power that holds us together, and that we are accountable to one another for doing the work of our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. Now, please understand, I don't have any objection, or I hold no problem with the sentiment or the language of these statements. But a few of us last Tuesday night noted that there is a whole lot of talk about love and no definition of love's meaning. Now, I'm not sure it matters, like art or pornography for that matter. Don't you know it when you see it? Don't you know love when you feel it? When love breaks in on your life, don't you know it in your heart of hearts? Our covenant is asking us to open ourselves to the transformative power of love and live our lives accordingly. Our old principles don't say that. Just saying. Now, you might find yourself too distracted by everyday chores and to-do lists, too busy and worried about everything, too generally pissed off about everything. You may find yourself so derailed by the mosquito wings and nutshells of life's trivialities that you don't have the time or even the interest to listen to the call of love or any transformation it might offer. Right? I have to hack this ice off my sidewalk. I've got no time to contemplate love. But you know, the thing about love, again, like art or pornography or grace for that matter, the thing about love is that whether you are paying attention or not, whether you expect it or not, whether you want it or not, whether you're ready or not, whether you're doing your best to ignore it or not, the thing about love is that no matter what, it will break in on your life. Life calls us onward, calls us every day to open a door, follow a trail, a sidewalk, a sign. As long as you're breathing, you can do no other. Any road will take you somewhere. You will find your way somewhere other than where you are right now. Life forces us to follow a path one bit at a time. And at our best, we don't ignore a song, or deny a cry. Both are useful, and both are good. Both will comfort you if you are lost, and both are the language of love. Know this. As days pass into days, as you find your way somewhere, know this. No matter where you go, the transformative power of love is all around you. You might find it nestled in some sweet, secret place. But more than likely, you will find a foundational spiritual love in the everyday and the ordinary. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever heard the call of love, and has it changed you? I know I have heard the call of love any number of times. Just this week, as I shuffled over the skating rink of our church parking lot to put an orange cone on it to say, "Don't do this. Don't come here." I glanced up, and there the sun was playing a million brilliant constellations of light dancing over the ice-coated branches of the tree as they creaked and cracked in the wind. At that moment, love broke into my heart, and my heart swelled. I faced the day with more hope and more joy than before, and I acted accordingly. When love breaks in, don't look for reason, look for truth, look for transcendence, look for transformation. If you open the door of your being, even for a moment, you will find a foundational spiritual love in the everyday and the ordinary. Surely you have felt the call, and you knew it called for you. You heard what it was saying, and you were transfixed and transformed. When you heard the call of love, where were you? Were you in the shower, wet and soapy? Or chopping cabbage late for dinner? Were you planting radish seeds? Or seeking one lost sock? Maybe you were wiping handprints off the window, or coaxing words into a sentence, or coming upon a hyacinth, or a lily, or a tulip, or a daffodil, or coming upon one last no before you arrived at yes. Where were you when you heard that ancient voice, and did the yes of love get born right then, and did you weep? Has love called to you since you even were? And when you understood the eternal love from which you arise, did your joy escape all holding? Where were you when you heard the calling voice of love, and how in that moment did you mark it? With a smile, with an embrace, with a renewed strength and vision, with action, and how ever after were you changed? Okay, I'm going to do one of those little leaps I do in my sermons, so bear with me. We're going to take a trip across the globe to the country of Bhutan. In the country of Bhutan, nestled high in the mountains, in the Himalayas, they don't measure their collective value on money, by how much everybody has, money. It doesn't measure its collective value with the gross national product or economies or stock markets or conspicuous consumption and all that. For centuries, Bhutan has chosen to guide its public decisions, its discussions, the development of policy and laws, not around money, but around happiness. A Bhutanese legal code from the year 1729, and I want to put a pin on that one and just say, let's take a moment of silence and think about what this country was doing in 1729. Okay, you got that in your head? In Bhutan in 1729, they wrote a law that said, the purpose of the government is to provide happiness to its people. If it cannot provide happiness, there is no reason for the government to exist. Doesn't that just blow your mind? The Bhutanese used their shared vision and strength to create a different way of being in life and being in community. They were never going to be a rich country, right? You know what Bhutan looks like? It looks like snow and rocks. There is no place for a whole lot of resources to come out and export or even generate so that everybody can be rich. But maybe monetary wealth isn't the foundation upon which to build a happy society or a good society. Maybe happiness itself could give the people a sounder footing. Now, the result is not perfect because people are people, fallible in every way, and power corrupts and all of that. But because the Bhutanese have guided their energy, public discussion, and actions towards the value of happiness, together they created a reasonably equitable and sustainable society where the proportion of happy people is relatively high, despite a low level of per capita income. So back to us. Let's talk about us again. Imagine if we started small. What if we, as a people of faith, just started with Unitarian Universalism? What if we, in our community of faith, began guiding our energy, public discussions, policies, and actions towards the value of love? Imagine if we, as a whole people of faith, began answering the call of love. Wouldn't it spill over just a little? Wouldn't it spill over into our homes, our families, workplaces, neighborhoods, and cities? Maybe even have an impact on the gross national level of love. If our shared goal was to increase love rather than winning or dominating or greed, if the goal was to find our shared power rather than ways of having power over each other or more power than each other, I think we could actually imagine liberation from constant oppression. We would suddenly be seeing everything we do, everyone we meet, not through eyes of war or fear, hatred, but through eyes of love and compassion. If our goal as a community was to increase love, to answer the call of love, we would understand that our shared strength lies in the shared strength of our relationships, and our relationships can only be measured by their depth. If we were organizing for change, if we were going to make a positive difference in the world, we would organize for change with this perspective, that there is wisdom and experience and amazing stories in the communities we love right now, right here, instead of creating new efforts, new agencies, reinventing wheels over and over again in tiny little efforts. We would listen to learn. We would try to support one another, collaborate, merge, and grow through fusion and not competition. When I look at the city of Buffalo, and I think about our Share the Plate ministry, how many different agencies do we support? About a bazillion. Many of them doubling the efforts of each other. What if they gathered together and deepened their relationships and collaboration? Wouldn't that be powerful? That's the transformative power of love. If we choose to answer the call of love, to guide our collective energy to public discussions, policies, and actions by the value of love, if we choose to answer the call of love, we will begin to imagine liberation instead of oppression. And I'm going to take it to the edge here and get real and say that if we do not, as a people, decisively choose to answer the call of love, we will not survive. Look at Russia and Ukraine. Look at climate change. Look at the murders and incarceration rates of Black and brown bodies. Look at the state of civil discord, the harm we cause with our mouths. Look at mutual trust and even your own precious heart. If we do not, as a people, decisively choose to answer the call of love, we will not survive. Nothing about the state of the world as it is sustainable. If we do not choose, as a people, decisively to answer the call of love, we will not survive. We need to answer the call of love yesterday. Love needs to become our foundation. Love needs to become the power that holds us together. And we need to become accountable to one another for doing the work of our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. Because we need each other to survive. Let's join in singing. Hymn number 1014 in your teal hymnal, Answering the Call of Love.
Made
Please join us in the extinguishing of the chalice. As we extinguish the flame of this chalice, may we carry its light with us into the world in the power of peace, faith, justice, and love.
Love has always held you. It holds you now. It will always hold you. Count on this. It's something you can always know. It is our calling to share our love with the world. Remember, you are blessed. Remember, you are a blessing. And above all else, remember, you are not alone. You are never alone. So be it. Blessed be. And let the church say, Amen.
Were the sopranos singing?